Yeah, you know, right there on the corner, her house is right on the corner of Chester.
What is current the bank?
Chester and Roosevelt, house is right on the corner of Chester and Roosevelt.
That's 25th.
It's 25th?
Yes.
Right down 25th, right down 25th of Roosevelt. It's the tan brick house.
Our office address is 415 Suite 7 Marquis in Little Rock. And I will provide you with the best deal.
There it is. Finally.
It's like my very own personal training studio. I kick a butt with the guesswork and intimidation. And
All right.
a very supportive and structured environment specific to my personal goals.
All right.
Kim Lever and her certified personal trainers even offered nutritional guidelines for my personal workout. It's about me at a kick a butt. Call 501-868-8850 or go to akickabutt.com. Now, what am I wearing tonight? Thanks to the kick above, I look marvelous.
Mitchell Funeral Home welcomes all of Arkadelphia and Arkansas in Clark County since 1966. At
Say again?
Mitchell Funeral Home, they understand that the funeral is a celebration of life.
It's what?
Oh,
No. They just, I don't know, like sometimes you see some of it's pink, some it's just, some of I've seen it yellow. I'm gonna ask why it just changes color sometimes.
Flexible packages are available as well. Mitchell Funeral Home appreciates the trust and confidence placed in them and will continue to enhance their services. So, as to serve you better. Call now. Get connected. 870-246-2618.
Dude, when our own people won't stand up for us,
870-246-2611.
we got trouble, dude. And that's the point I'm making it.
MitchellFuneralServices.com. Don't wait
Is that if nothing else,
Let's walk through this.
there are ways, even though you might not wanna get in the muck, but there are ways you can get the word out. We don't have anybody doing that for us in this
Views
city.
expressed today on
None.
Black Focus Radio are not the views and opinions of the station, its management, or its advertisers. Now, let's get ready to focus on our issues, our solutions, using our voices on Black Focus Radio.
Welcome to Black Focus, the show designed with our community in mind, where we focus on our issues, developing our solutions, using our voices. Central Arkansas, surrounding areas, and the nation. Get ready. Black Focus starts right now. The phone lines open at 855-525-5683. So here's your host, David W. Coleman and Robert Webb.
I don't need this. By the way, that's pronounced Muller, not Mueller. All right, welcome back to the show, the second hour of the show. Heavy conversation about who do we really have in our corner.
Nobody.
Because
Not and Negro.
and what I was saying in the break, you know, I understand the position that black police are in. I understand the position that they're in, but there are always ways you can do things. You know, when white people,
How would you mean you understand the position?
listen to what I'm saying. They got families.
Who?
The black police officers.
Oh, so I ain't got a family. They got families.
Well, you are hot today, ain't you? You've been eating red hots. But I understand their reticence. But at the end of the day, there are ways you can get around certain things. Okay? It's the same thing I've said about the Arkansas Black Caucus. Is that it's the old saying, you always have a kitten and you always have a pit bull. You know what I mean by that?
No, please expound.
That pit bull is the person that you're going to put out there. He's going to kick ass and take names. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That kitten is the one you're going to put out there, and they're going to kill you with kindness. Let me give you an example. Donald Trump. You know who his pit bull has been the last year?
Who's that?
Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani has been getting out there saying, doing anything he can to run interference. His kitten is Kellyanne Conway. Okay? She comes out there with that nice little soft voice. And everybody, oh, Kellyanne. My point being is this, is that you're in a precarious situation because you're trying to protect your jobs. So you need to get you a kitten and you need to get you a pit bull. You need to get someone in the media that you can talk to. You need to get someone out there that can get the word out about where you all stand, particularly when it comes to the black community, because you ran to this show, Black Police Officers Association, when the lawsuit was filed to get the word out about how they're treating you. And I remember a whole lot of black people up in arms for you. And then you go to the board meeting and basically side with the FOP when we know the FOP is a racist organization.
Well, the brother said in here, we should have known this already. The brother said it here, and he said himself, he said, Rodney Lewis, Sergeant Rodney Lewis said in Black Focus Studio, the BPOA has no power. That brother said that sitting in here. We need Buckner. We need Buckner.
I remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah.
That's just spineless.
By the way, Buckner's catching hell in Syracuse.
And he deserves it.
He's catching it. I saw an article, in fact, last night about, they're catching hell up there with Buckner. But anyway, that's another story for another day. But my point is this, Robert. You know, don't come running to us when...
We even offered them a whole day to come and talk about whatever they want to talk about. Yes, we did. And they never showed up.
Never showed up and never responded back.
Told Rodney, you got a day, man. You can do whatever you want. You come in and say whatever you want. It's your show, it's your hour. Your hour. Do your thing, baby. Show out.
Yep.
Never showed up.
Never called.
Not even called. They even called and said, hey, you know what?
Called us back.
We're gonna do it and we're gonna pass.
But I know they listen to the show.
If you're listening right now, Rodney, that was really spineless what you did last night, man. And I'm really disappointed in you. More so, I'm disappointed in you, bruh, because I would have never expected that from you. Never. 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 Never.
So where do we go from here? Because I'm gonna be fascinated. I'm trying to clear my schedule for in the morning. I got an 8 o'clock meeting in the morning, but I want to see how many black police officers show up for Starks tomorrow.
If it's one too many.
I agree. That's my point. So I was gonna ask you. You're a gambling man. I play a little blackjack every now and then myself.
I bet you would. So what you bet?
What's the over under? I ain't betting nothing on these so and so's.
I already know. I'm taking the over.
I'm just saying, what's the over under on how many black cops show up to support Charles Starks tomorrow?
All right, we'll let
somebody. Is it gonna be 5, 6?
So man.
Because if they show up, if any of them show up to support Starks, I think that says all we need to know about police in Little Rock. Notice I didn't say black police. I said police.
Somebody needs to be there tomorrow taking names of the black police officers that show up to support Starks.
Because if they show up tomorrow, then that says that they are lock, stock, and barrel with the police department here. Okay?
Yeah.
At least that's, let me put it this way. I'm not going to speak for everybody else in Little Rock, and I certainly don't. But from my perspective, that's what that would say to me. If you show up tomorrow, and if it's 1, 2, I don't care if they just bring your picture. That's going to say all you need to know about black police. Policing in Little Rock, period.
That's to me, man, that's just spineless. I'm sorry, man. There's no other way I can say it. That's spineless, man. You cannot, damn. I cannot understand how a black man You know, it's some things that I have supported, right? It's some things that I disagree with Ken on, and we discussed it, but I didn't show up. I mean, I didn't speak against it. I just sat there, right? What's problematic for me, and there's been some things that I've done that Ken's disagreed with it. He didn't speak against it. He just sat there. That's a mutual respect that, hey, you know what? I understand what you're trying to do.
Right.
Right? I disagree with the method by which you're using to do it.
Right.
But I'm still supportive. And I'm being supportive because I'm not going to say anything. Right? I'm not going to say anything contrary to what you're trying to do. Right? So, for me, for Roger to come down there, I would have at least thought that he would have had a conversation with at least one of the black directors. Just a conversation, man. Just say, hey, are y'all supportive of this? If y'all are, then I want to be able to tell you why I'm not, and see if maybe we can find some commonality.
Why would he have a conversation with the black directors?
Because I think that would be, I think at some point we have to get on one accord. Because if we're really gonna have some serious change, we gotta get on one accord. Dave, if you were doing something and I disagree with it, you wouldn't find out about it at the board meeting. I'm gonna have a conversation with you beforehand. Let's see if we can find some common ground.
But you see, Robert, you are a logical thinking man.
I think everybody should. I mean, that's not just logical, Dave. If you're a black man and you know the kind of crap you're going through, or people are going through in the Little Rock Police Department as a black police officer, then dang, you ain't gotta be logical. That should just be from experience.
Let me throw this out there for the black police officers out there. If you know some stuff that's going on and you want to pass me information, I'll be glad to share it. I'm a journalist. You're a private source. I can't reveal my sources.
There's a lot of police officers in the FOP. There's a lot of blackers in the FOP. Now you gotta remember, Hayward Finks, black man, said that Stark shouldn't even be fired. He shouldn't even be reprimanded for this.
I know.
So if that's the way Hayward feels, then you can only imagine how the rest of the Uncle Tom's gonna do.
Well, what you're doing is you're validating the argument that I made earlier in the day.
About them coons?
Yeah.
About them showing up cooning?
Yeah. You're validating that argument because at the end of the day, it's the same argument I make about these different groups, black people who go and join these other groups. It's the same argument that I make, and that argument is this. At the end of the day, you were black before you were any of that. You were black before you were gay. You were black before you were a cop. You were black before you were a Christian. You were black before you were a Muslim. And at the end of the day, that one string should tie us all together. But it doesn't. And therein lies the problem within our community, is that we forget our commonality because we're so caught up in being one of the others, because they've spent decades, centuries. That's what Dr. John Henry Clark was talking about. They've spent centuries trying to get you to be against who you were. And what you all did, y'all heard the audio. There's a video to go along with that. And I'm gonna tag you on it. Look at the images that he's putting on there, because he's exactly right.
Who's that?
Dr. Clark, John Henry Clark. My point being is that we've spent so much time, and really what it boils down to is white supremacy. We've spent so much time.
Use white supremacy for Uncle Tom and ass dudes.
Why else are they doing it?
Just because they Tommen.
What is Tommen?
They Tommen.
Where did Tommen come from?
That's. I don't care what you say, how you say it.
Where did Tommen come from?
Uncle Tommen.
I totally agree with you, but it's really not Uncle Tom.
They wearing blackface. That's it.
Well, let me just tell you quickly. Uncle Tom did not betray black people. It was actually one of Uncle Tom's friends. Just a historical point.
I don't care. Still Uncle Tom. I don't care. That coon is a coon.
I agree. But my point being is, it's the same that we've been talking about this all week. Why is it that you rather live in another neighborhood than live with your people? Why is it that you see this all around the world? Why is it that we just talked about this yesterday? Who were the people that you said that they didn't want the Hispanics to come over here either? And they were,
that guy.
that.
Okay, all right. Go ahead. What you say?
My point being is that you have to understand why you do something before you can stop doing it. And we haven't figured out why we do this. And the common denominator is white supremacy. Because look, you rather please massa than to please the masses. That's part of the problem here. And it's gonna take, I thought maybe that it was Donald Trump would solve some of this problem as far as getting those coons to realize that, hey, wait a minute.
We got coons on every level, man.
I know.
We got coons on every level.
I know.
And the unfortunate thing is that you can be a coon and get away with it because there's no repercussions.
Exactly.
We need
a drop squad.
We need to have a drop squad. Yeah, you get your ass whooped. You keep on with the keeping on.
I'm
coming at you.
If you all, by the way, that movie.
Excuse my language, y'all.
I mean, you're upset today. I mean, you got Miss Ive over there putting cotton in her ears.
Yeah, she was that brain.
Let me go. When did Drop Squad come out? Did y'all? That was before y'all time. I know.
I think it was I want to say it was like 94.
Let's see when it. By the way, did you know the guy? I'm looking at a picture of it. Eric LaSalle was the guy that they Drop Squad.
Of course he was. So Glow.
1994.
Yeah, I told you. I think it was 94. Yeah.
When that came out.
Eric LaSalle, man, that's So Glow.
Yeah. Ving Rhames was in that movie.
Remember Ving? Yeah.
Eric Payne, Leonard Thomas.
Was Courtney B. Was it Courtney B. Vance or Vontae Hall?
Vontae Curtis Hall.
Vontae Curtis Hall, yeah.
Yeah, the bald-headed guy. Right?
Yeah.
I like that brother. He's a good actor. Really like him a lot. But the point I'm trying
because there has to be some repercussions for screwing me. You can't screw me and it just be cool. It can't happen like that.
Well, you
got to pay in some way.
I remember a friend of mine. We were in Nashville, and she was dating a police officer. Okay, prior to dating the police officer, she was down for the cause.
Yeah.
When she started dating the police officer,
yeah,
everything she'd say when a subject would come up about policing and how they treat the black community, the first thing she'd say?
What?
See, y'all don't understand what they go through.
Ooh, how painful.
It was painful.
You don't get it. But check this one out right here.
We stopped being friends at that point.
I got a text.
And then he played around on it.
I got a text said they don't have a problem laying down their morals, values, and standards, laying down their morals, values, and standards for approval or to be liked or accepted in this job that we do. See, that's messed up, man.
Explain that.
They're saying that they'll do anything to stay in good with these folks. They won't rock the boat. They'll accept their abuse, and they'll even abuse us, so that they can be liked and accepted amongst their own, amongst the other police officers.
So who was that in a movie that we've seen?
Who was that in the movie we seen?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is all.
Oh yeah, the black dudes. Yeah, the black dudes in the what is it? The
Calvin.
Central Park 5.
Well, not only that, but I'm thinking about Calvin and Django Unchained.
Oh yeah, Calvin without a doubt.
You see what I'm saying? But this
I think.
Think about it. Remember Nat Turner?
Yeah.
Remember John Brown?
Yeah.
You know why those revolts were not successful?
Because you had Uncle Tom going back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You see.
Well, I'm not gonna call anybody Uncle Tom anymore. I'm just gonna call him a Rodney Lewis. Sergeant Rodney Lewis.
Boy, you are throwing. You throwing them jams.
What Rodney did was wrong, and I don't give a damn what nobody say. He know what he did was wrong. That was wrong. Well, and I love Rodney. And I grew up.
I think the point you made
was wrong
is the fact that he didn't even talk to any of the black board members.
That was wrong.
That's disturbing. No one. So what you're saying is no one knew he was going to come up and make those statements.
Mm-hmm. That was wrong.
No one he didn't even talk to the mayor?
I don't know if he talked to the mayor. I know he talked to a board member.
I'm going to find out.
I know he
I'm going to try to find out. But again, what we're seeing, what you saw last night, what we see every day in our communities is just that. There's a Rodney Lewis throughout our community, milking our community for all the love, but then turning their backs on us when we need them the most. Because, see, my argument is still the same when it comes to black cops in America, not just here in Little Rock, is that when are y'all going to start standing up for the black community? You know, it's funny wow, I don't know why these movies are. I watched a movie last night. Have you seen this called Black Cop? So, and they use footage from Ferguson and various other protests in this movie. And the black cop is down for the cause when it comes to the police department. Then he begins to see racism. One of the things that he did, he drove up on another cop, which was white, and this cop was abusing two teens. He walks up behind walks up behind the white cop and chokes him and puts him to sleep. Okay. He then, another white guy, he pulls over the white guy and his girlfriend for speeding. They started giving him mouth, and he did them like they did the way white cops do black suspects,
Right.
or black drivers. And you saw the evolution of this young brother as a cop, as he began to turn the tables on white people the way white cops are doing black people. It was a fascinating movie. And it's funny we're talking about this because I'm sitting here thinking to myself, at some point, when are black cops going to turn the table? Okay? When are you going to say, you're going to do like that black cop last night in that movie and say, hey, we've had enough of this. Here's how this feels. And that was the whole point of the movie, is that what happens if the tables are turned? What will happen? How will people react? You see? And at some point, if black cops want us to support them, they got to support our community, because clearly they got to know what's going on. They got to know that they are treating black people with disrespect and ill repute. They see this. I'm sure just like that cop in the movie last night, he had a white partner that really made him click, because the white guy was over there talking noise about black people. And that's what made his mind all of a sudden change and say, wait a minute. He even took his cane out and beat up a white guy, pulled a gun on a white guy, took his books, dumped his book bag on the ground, threw his laptop across the street. Now, I'm not saying this is the correct behavior for police, but I often wonder what would happen if the tables were turned. What would happen if black cops all of a sudden started treating white people like white cops treat black people? And if you don't want to go that far, what would happen if y'all simply start standing up for black people, or stand up for the rule of law? You don't have to stand up for black people. Just stand up for the rule of law. When a cop, regardless of skin color, does something wrong, don't be afraid to testify. But you know what happens if he testifies?
Who's that?
The police department turns against him. That's what they fear.
Yeah.
That's what they fear. I've spent 14 years in this career. All of a sudden, I turn state. Look, the last full, and I think I asked this question the other day, the last full time that we saw a cop go full bore against police was Serpico. That was back in the 70s, dude. That was back in the 70s. So until, I'm sorry, I can't go to the black police officer's ball. I just can't.
You can't go to the black firefighter's ball.
I just can't, man. I don't look at you as a brother to me right now. I hate to say that, but I can't trust you. Now, I'm not saying trust you so I can do illegal activity, because I don't do illegal activity. I'm just simply saying, if it was me, the black cop, the white cop, you'd side with that white cop quicker than you side with me, the black man. Robert's getting a call. 855-525-5683 is the number. That's what we're talking about today. What happened last night was egregious. More importantly, the Citizens Review Board As I told the mayor, although it's passed, I know there's supposed to be some tinkering to go on with it, but it does not have subpoena power. So I am not convinced that this is going to be anything more than red tape. If you don't have subpoena power where you can do investigations, then what good is having the Citizens Review Board? If you can't call witnesses to that crime, what good is having the Citizens Review Board? And I think a very valid question is, at its current, the way it's set up currently, what's the difference in it and the Civil Service Commission? What is it? It's no difference. So I'm not happy with this. I'm certainly not happy with what's going on in the city. And I'm certainly not happy with the fact that Charles Starks is going to get his job back. Your taxpayers are going to pay it. We gonna get a call?
No, man, I gotta make a full-hearted apology, man.
Uh-oh.
But I'm trying to find the video first.
Okay, that's...
No, Rodney said that I misheard him. Rodney said that he supported the Civil Service Commission, but he did support the language of the ordinance. That's what he said. And I'm looking for his video. Go ahead, finish up. I'm gonna find the video. We're gonna play the video live. Hold on one second.
Okay, so he supported the Civil Service Commission or the Citizens Review Board.
Right. He supported the board, but he didn't support the ordinance in the way in which it was written. But let me find it though.
Okay. All right. So we'll see. We'll see. But at the end of the day, even with that being said, we need to know that our black cops are in our corner. That doesn't mean that you're going out and you see some black people doing illegal activity and you turn the other head. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just simply needing black folks, black cops, to, when you see wrong, stand up. Stand up. And if you all haven't seen that movie, Black Cop, and I just stumbled upon it. By the way, it was on, I was watching Hulu. I just stumbled upon it. It said Black Cop. And I just clicked on it. I said, oh, what is this? And it sort of opens up where the brother is standing. He's standing in riot gear, and black people are in front of him, chastising him about, why are you doing this? They hate you just as much as they hate me. Da-da-da-da-da. That's how it opens. And I was like, oh, okay. I had no idea that he was going to evolve or devolve, depending on how you look at it, to a cop who decided to become a vigilante against white people and white cops. But it's an interesting argument the movie was making about what would happen if black cops did stand up for black people. What would happen? You see?
Right.
I mean, give you another example of that. What was that, an 11-year-old girl that got thrown around over in North Little Rock a couple of weeks ago?
I think she was 11.
She was 11 years old. Why couldn't black police officers come out against that? In fact, why couldn't police officers come out against that? The way you see it, the way it is, the way it happened, it was wrong on every account. Yet, you didn't hear a peep. That's what's frustrating the American people. That's what's frustrating black people, is that we're seeing illegalities that go on a regular basis. I mean, as that
Hold on.
as that saying goes.
Hold on, player.
Why are you finding it? As the saying goes, made me forget my train of thought. Well, thanks, Robert.
I apologize.
Okay. So you're watching the video.
Yeah, I'm finna play the video right now.
Okay. So 855-525-5683 is the number. There's a problem with policing in Little Rock.
That was my bad. Because when I walked out, I thought they had more against.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Miss Eve Jorgensen?
Like that.
That wasn't her. That wasn't him. I don't think Rodney's middle name is Eve.
Who those people are. We'd like to at least have a Q&A session with them, a vetting process, so we know that we're getting the right people sitting on this board. And again, I don't like it. To me, it appears like it's
when the police officer reviews, that can be further discussion. Now this officer had
more times about 3 triple homicides in the last 3 years. Did I hear you correctly to say you speak on behalf of FOP and BPOA?
yes,
You did say you're speaking on behalf of FOP and BPOA.
the BPO asked me to speak on behalf of
I just want to make sure I heard that. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So stop that right there
Director Hendricks.
before you move on. So,
Rodney didn't tell me the truth.
so if you're telling me before you go on, but just that little part that I heard, if you're telling me that you're speaking on behalf of the BPOA
You can,
and
FOP.
the FOP, oh yeah, I got a problem with you, dog.
Yeah, let's call Rodney back.
You see what I'm saying? I got a problem with that because we know whether FOP stands as it relates to black people in this city. We know that. You see what I'm saying? So, again, where are the real leaders in this city? Where are they? When are they gonna stand up?
Dang. Call Rodney back. Call Rodney back.
You have his number. We don't.
Yeah. Dial that number for me.
Are you gonna do it like that? Don't you think you want to let him know you gonna call him? Yeah, let him know you gonna call him.
You want me to give him a heads up?
Yeah, let him know you gonna call him and tell him to come on there. Tell him to come on there and clarify what he's saying. Tell him the people want to know the truth. 855-525-5683 is the number. We're talking about the board meeting that went on last night. Robert Webb is reaching out to the head of the Black Police Officers Association because I support them. But I can't support a group that don't support me. I've told you all often that I have a relative that's a Little Rock Police Department, a Little Rock Police. I'm concerned about him every day. I know the conversations that we have. Okay? I know those conversations. So, we can call him.
Yeah.
Give me his number. Let me have it. I'll call him over here. I need you to pot up the phone pot. No, don't call it on there.
Yeah, my dog. I ain't gonna do it with my boy like that.
Okay.
What is the FOP?
So it's the Fraternal Order of Police. It's the police union. So what happens is that every time you pay your taxes, every time you buy soda, you paying that salary. Every time you pay your cell phone bill, you're paying
phone.
that salary. Every time you pay a light bill, you're
that's
paying your
the next
salary.
one too.
When you bought
Next
those
one too.
Jordans, you paid that salary. When you bought those slacks, you paid that salary. Everything you
Make
do,
sure you got it in
that
program.
money goes to the city. That money, the city gets a tax off of everything. That tax then goes to the city. The city then disperses that in paychecks. Rodney, what's up, brother?
Hello?
Rodney, can you hear me? Rodney, can you hear me?
Make sure his mic is in
Rodney, can you hear me?
Put his mic in audition. 3. Oh, we'll call him back. Put my mic in audition. All right, let's try again.
Okay, try it again.
Rodney, are you there?
Rodney, can you hear us? Okay. Hey man, so we were playing back the video, and it was ironic that this lawyer got up and said that he's representing the FOP and the BPOA.
Okay, let me run down on that one. Now, Frank Scott, the mayor, has always preached connect, make a big connection connect, and unify the city.
Right.
Well, our purpose in that was the FOP nor the DPOA opposed opposition of the board. Now, the language, we had a problem with because it was so vague. And we didn't agree with the language written inside the order. So that was the reason why that we opposed that particular plan. Now, when it came out maybe an hour before the board meeting last night, I wasn't privy to a copy of that. So we had nothing to go with other than the ordinance that we had in our hand. And I had already talked to Mr. Scott about it. And he understood that, you know, like it was one of those things that he had to get out to the board. And those things, you know, would happen their way. So we were still, from what the ordinance that we had, wasn't satisfied with that particular ordinance. And the ordinance the board had questions answered from the board members only. And so some of them were satisfied with those answers. So we never thought of it. And the reason why Mr. Thompson from the FOP had got up there and was talking about this because we had been in talks with the FOP in reference to the ordinance also. And their concerns were the same as our concerns. So we figured that if we could unite on this right here and bring it to the board, maybe it would be a little bit more powerful for the way the ordinance is written. Not for the not have a board, but to attack the ordinance itself.
So the strategy was to attack the ordinance and not the board. It would be, it just made a better strategy. Right.
There are no intention of attacking the board at all. We see that there is a need for a citizen's review. So we were attacking the ordinance itself, the language, how it was written.
Rodney, this is David Coleman. I'm sitting here looking at a article from the Arkansas Times, and I'm just curious. It says, and here I'll just read you the title. The Fraternal Order of Police sends letter urging directors to deny Citizens Review Board. Is that because they were concerned about language?
It's all about the language that was written into it. That's the whole entire thing. Nobody opposes a citizens review board because we know that that's coming. That's going to happen. But what we oppose is the language that was written in the first ordinance. It wasn't privy to the second ordinance. So we were attacking that to see if we can at least, and you'll hear me say on the meeting last night, we just want to sit at the table. I think with myself, the FOP, the chief's office, city government, and the city of county. We want to be there when these people are selected. We just want to sit at the table and make sure that everything is right for everybody. For the police, for the city, for the government, for the chief's office, for the whole entire thing.
So let me ask you something. Rodney. So you're not comfortable with the language. What language exactly are you uncomfortable with?
Well, you know, I don't have the technical stuff in my head right now, and I can't see it. But some of the stuff that's in there, where the Citizen Review Board would have the power to retrieve sensitive information as far as the police officer's name, address, phone numbers, and all that type of stuff, which we believe that they're not privy to. You know, there are other things in there where the mayor's his selection, you know, says if these people are being vetted and being asked questions, not only just by the mayor, but by other people, citizens, FOP board, B2A board, chief's office, whoever that has a stake in this. We're not saying that a person upstanding in the community can come here and be a part of that board. We just want to be a part of the vetting process to see if this person will be worthy of sitting on that board.
So what makes a person not worthy of sitting on the board, Rodney?
Well, nothing makes a person not worthy.
When you said you wanted to make sure they were worthy of sitting on the board.
It's all about the vetting process. I mean, it's just like a criminal court case. When they ask the jurors come in, jurors get the qualifications.
Right.
It doesn't mean that they're not qualified for the job. It's just that they didn't see that this rule would be beneficial to the case.
So what you're saying, to some degree, is you want a police-friendly board.
No.
Well, I mean, but when they disqualify jurors, they're trying to get it. No, but when they disqualify jurors, usually they disqualify and try to get a jury that's favorable for their case. So to some degree,
It's not only going to be the DPOA and FOP in there. That's going to be citizens in there. That's going to be the chief sergeant. It's going to be Mayor Scott's office. It's going to be the city attorney. That's going to be the board of directors. All of those people get to vet these people. Every one of them. So it can't be pro-police. You got all these different entities that's going to ask questions of these particular people that's being put up for appointment.
so what kind of questions you think would be proper? Have you ever been harassed by the police?
I don't know. That's the reason why that we're going to meet with mascot and the board of directors, the chief officers, DPOA, FOP, we all sit down in one room and go through this ordinance.
So see,
Make sure that everything is right.
that's problematic for me, Rodney. To me, that defeats the whole purpose of having a civilian review board. If the police themselves are going to try to police who can be on the board, right?
And that's not the whole point of a civilian review board is to be independent of police.
Yeah.
We're not paying for anybody that's co-police on the board. We don't care. You can put anybody you want to put on there, but they got to go through the vetting process
But what's the vetting process? Why do they need to be vetted?
for us to ask questions of them.
Okay, what would you ask of a potential candidate though? I mean, what would be one of your questions?
I'm not at that particular spot right now. This thing is a long ways out. A lot of things is going to happen in between here and now. So until I get to that position, then I'll be able to give you more input.
Would they have to be?
Right now, I can't give you that.
Would you want to be a tax-paying citizen in Little Rock? Would that be important?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying.
There are a lot of things that's important with this citizen. A lot. Things that I don't even know about, but there are a lot of things that involved in this citizen review, and we want to get it right the first time. Nobody's opposing it. Nobody. I'm just telling you, Robert, the only thing that we're opposing was the way it was written in the ordinance. I've not seen the other ordinance. Maybe the second ordinance is fine. I've not seen it. I've told Mayor Scott many times, we in support of the board, but not the way the ordinance is written.
So you're saying okay? So I'll give you that part about the ordinance being vague. I'll give you that. The ordinance is rather vague, right? I'll give you that. But explain to me again why is it so important for the BPOA and the FOP both to have a say in who's appointed to the board?
Well, we're all police officers, the BPOA and the FOP. We like to have a police in something that's sort of govern our system.
Well, they're not going to govern you. There's not going to be any governance. No, they're not going to do any governance. You won't, and nobody ever deal with the civilian review board unless there's corruption, a shooting, or something like that.
But understand, Rob, again, I don't oppose the citizens review. Don't get me twisted with that.
I know, I'm with you on that.
We don't oppose it. Now, but if you don't like it, that we oppose the way it's written, then I can't help that. I mean, it's almost like me giving you something, if you don't like the way I wrote it, you don't have to agree with it. What I'm telling you is that you don't agree with the ordinance, the way that it is written. They got nothing to do with anybody else. Who sits on the committee, who does anything. We want to get the ordinance right.
That makes sense.
Main concern, get the ordinance right.
So let me ask you this. Do you know how much involvement you guys had with the Civil Service Commission when it was formulated?
I have no idea.
Okay.
All I'm trying to do is, Robert, at this point, this thing is going to come to, it's going to come to light. That's a known fact. But if you don't get it right, it's not going to work right.
Okay.
So we need to get it right. Everybody needs to have a communication.
We're talking to Rodney Lewis, the president of the BPOA. Rodney, I got a quick question for you, and just on what you just said. You said if we don't do it right, it's not going to work right. So wouldn't that mean that the only way for it to truly be right is that the Citizens Review Board have subpoena power?
Well, I mean, and that's a whole nother thing. That's something outside of my scope. That's something that the attorney will have to deal with. Now, he says that they don't have subpoena power. Yes, we will support that because we feel like that, once this case is over and the discipline has been rendered, this thing go over to the board. They find that no, we didn't do an actual investigation, and then they can start continuing the office to go over the same stuff or discipline that's already been put out.
Now, that means the BPOA would support it. Would the FOP support it?
The citizens review?
With subpoena power?
I don't think the FOP supports that either.
So neither the BPOA or the FOP support subpoena power for the board.
Now, I can't speak for the FOP. I know that I don't support it, and I think when we collaborated with the FOP that they do support it.
So, man, okay, Rodney, we promised 10 minutes, and I appreciate the president.
Yeah,
I
really appreciate you calling.
I know you were busy, but hey, Rodney, we really appreciate it, man. Glad you straightened that out because I was hot, man. I was like, how about boy do that to me, man?
No, Robert, we feel need for the board. We feel need for that.
Okay.
We have to get it right, Robert. We have to get it right from all angles. We want everybody to be satisfied with what's going on.
But everybody ain't gonna be satisfied, Rodney. Somebody gonna be pissed off. And it's my hope that it's the BPOA and the FOP. That's my hope. Because if y'all not pissed off, then it's gonna be hard on us because y'all done pretty much loaded the board up the way y'all want it, and it's feckless. I mean, it's not gonna have any power.
What board are you talking about?
The Citizens Review Board.
No. Those people are going to be appointed by mayor and council. I have no.
So there's some rumblings that I know 3 people who are gonna be on that board. Would you be in support of Ian Bordeaux, Russ Raycop, and myself?
Would I support that?
Yeah.
I would have to get a poll from the membership. I can't tell you, if the BPOA would support.
Would you support that? Would you support that, Rodney?
Well, that all depends. It all depends. I know Ian Bordeaux. I know Russ Raycop. I know things and stuff that they see with those 2 particular individuals. And, I don't think that they're police friendly, if you want to say that.
Okay.
So, for me, it'll be a no. Because I'm that person that's sitting in that seat when it comes to that seat. I'm the person that look at that blog and see what's written about police officers all the time. Negative, there's nothing positive about anything that these guys write. Now, freedom of speech, you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter to me. But when it comes to me and my livelihood, my professional career, no, I would not want to see one of those people on the board and trying to hand me down discipline or something that I think that I do right.
All right, Rodney. We appreciate you, bro.
All right, hey, thanks for the time, Rodney. Appreciate it. Hey, don't make yourself a stranger on Black Focus
Yeah,
Radio.
man, come
okay?
on back, man. Come on back and talk to us.
I will.
All right, appreciate it, Rodney. There you go. Stop, man. Fine, stop it.
Look at, and I want those people to know that what I learned from you, and I take that to the heart, and I know it came from the heart when you told me that. So
Appreciate it,
I
bro.
don't have any of your feelings against you, Robert. I take it as a learning process, and I'm always learning, I'm always going to learn, and I'm always open to ideas.
Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, man,
All right.
for calling me and allowing me to be on the show.
All right,
you,
thanks
sir.
for
Peace.
responding. All right, your thoughts? Because see, here's my problem with it: that if you're not for a subpoena power, I don't care how you feel. Because at the end of the day, this will be nothing more than another layer of red tape.
So for me, I think Rodney makes very good points for the DP, for the FOP. Because again, I mean, I get what they're trying to do.
They're trying to stack the board.
They want to stack the board.
Exactly. That's exactly what they do. And look,
if you had the power,
right? And here's the thing: you can say it and scribe it whatever way you try. You're trying to do.
You can shape the argument however you want.
But you're trying to stack the board. You just heard him say, and the question. There was more profound about that question about those three people: Russ Ray Cobb, Ian Bordeaux. What did he say? He said, well, we know that they're not cop friendly. Well, look, those that are on the Citizens Review Board are not supposed to be cop friendly.
Well,
they're supposed to look at the evidence and not be concerned about whether or not I've got friends on the BPOA or the FOP.
Right.
They need to be able to look at the evidence, devoid of friends, and make a judgment based on the evidence.
Right.
To me, that's how it should work.
I agree. We're both on the same page with that. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
So,
but unfortunately, they want to stack the deck.
That's exactly what they want to do.
Yeah, you want to vet them.
He don't write good things about the police department.
Yeah.
Well, what should he write?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
That's not a good argument, man. It's not to me. The whole point of the reason we need a board is because people in Little Rock don't trust the police.
Yeah, check this out.
Let's be real about that. So when you're saying, oh, well, we want to make sure that we know who's on the board and have a choice in who's going to be on the board, well, what the hell good is having a board for?
Check this out, Dave. Chad Cummings, an attorney speaking on behalf of the two police unions, argued that there was not a need for a citizens review board and criticized the ordinance's lack of legal standard of review.
That's from the article from the Arkansas Times, right?
That's from the Democrat.
Okay. Well, it's in the Arkansas Times. Yeah. That's what I was reading.
So my point is, I appreciate what Rodney said, but I think that they're towing a couple of lines. I mean, the FOP says, "Hey, we want to regulate who."
Of course, they're towing.
Because I said to him when he said, "We just want to vet them." Well, if you understand what a vetting process is, you want to get to people. Now, vetting means different things in different genres, right? In politics, vetting someone means you just want to find out who they are. Who they are.
What they stand for.
What they stand for. Are they going to have anything in their closet and come back and destroy your campaign, right? Now, when you're talking about vetting, and when you're talking about vetting a jury, you're talking about doing voir dire, that's something totally different. Right? So, essentially what he's saying is they vet people on jury, so if you're making that connection, when you vet someone on jury, you're trying to get people who, hey, we want to kill this guy. Are you opposed to the death penalty?
Right.
We're striking that one.
Well, let me give you a better example that we talked about yesterday. Amber Geiger and the Botham Jean case. Right. What are they doing? They don't want the case to take place in Dallas County.
Change of venue.
They're actually shopping around to whiter districts.
Yeah, makes sense.
So that they can have a jury that's favorable to them.
Right. So now, what's problematic here for me is that now that we're having this conversation, this is really problematic because while Rodney said one thing, which I truly believe what he said. I believe that he believes that it's time for a citizens review board. Unfortunately, what troubles me is that we got too many moving pieces. And he all but said, he didn't say, but his conversation led us to believe we want to control this thing or either kill it.
That's what it sounded like to me. Now let me ask you another question. Do you trust the FOP?
Do I?
Yes.
Shit, about as far as I can throw the whole group up.
So I would argue that most of the citizens in Little Rock don't. So why would I, if I don't trust you, because the reason this distrust is here is because of how you have treated people in this city. So why would I, as a citizen, want you vetting the people that are going to be on the board that is tasked to chastise and or punish you for your indiscretions? Why would I trust that? Why would I trust that board? If I know that the FOP and the BPOA had something to do with choosing those individuals that are on that board, I'm gonna be a little reticent about trusting them.
Let me tell you something really interesting. The FOP, the BPOA has their own attorney.
I know.
But last night, that Chuck cat spoke for them. So what I thought was interesting is that Rodney said there was no vote about him going down and saying that he was for the ordinance, right?
Mhm.
But then during this conversation, he said he couldn't speak for the whole body. He couldn't speak for the whole BPOA. But to some degree, he did when he went down to the
Right.
without having some kind of vote to find out if everybody was in agreement or if everybody was, if everybody was in.
Right.
So I'm really proud of Rodney because he called in and we had the conversation.
And you gotta respect him for
And
that.
I respect him for that.
Yeah.
And I think genuinely, he made some very salient points, and I think one was, this is my profession. It's my professional career. I'm trying to save my ass. I'm trying to make sure my ass is safe. And that being the case, I want to make sure we get people on there who are going to be police friendly.
But you know what, Robert? If you do your job,
Yeah.
then you don't have to worry about that board.
Well, I don't think they.
You see what I'm saying?
But I don't think. Man, I don't know.
Look, I used to have a principal back in the 5th grade. His name was Mr. Magro. And he used to walk around with his paddle in his belt behind his back. And what Mr. Magro would do is he always made the teachers leave their doors open. And each room had 2 doors. So he would go and stand at the door that was at the back of the room where the people were facing away. Okay? And if he caught someone acting up, he'd come in and call them out in the hallway and paddle them 3 times. Now, what's the point of that argument? Here's my point. You ain't got to worry about Mr. Magro if you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Right. You ain't got to have.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that totally.
That's what I'm saying.
But like I said, I appreciate Rodney for calling in. Rodney, we appreciate it, man. I apologize for all the bad things I did and said about you before you called in. I hope you can forgive me. I'm man enough to admit that I was wrong. I was wrong. Sergeant Rodney Lewis was not in support at the board meeting. He said he was not in support at the board meeting, but he did have issue with the wording of the ordinance. I'm still upset with him. I'm still a little upset with my boy though, but I'm proud of him though, because hey, it's hard. He stood up for what he believed, and even though I disagree with where he stands on the whole wanting to shape the board, wanting to shape the complexion or create the complexion of the board, I'm still supportive of him, proud of him. Much love to you, brother, and I guess we out of here, right? I know you did. Hey, I need to give a shout out to my boy Willie Davis, because you know what? Willie always fight the good fight, man. Hey, Willie, man, we want you to know we love you.
Yeah,
man.
we
Keep
do.
fighting the good fight.
And I'm
brother.
still trying to get Robert over there to get in that
Stay
dunking
strong,
booth.
man. Stay strong. Hey, man, I'm ready, man. We can do it. Hey, we can do it now.
I'm still trying. All right, so we got to get out of here. Good show as always. Thanks for Rodney Lewis, the president of the BPOA, for calling in and clarifying some things for us. Waiting on your quote, Robert.
Hey, man, spend money on the community, because if you don't, nobody else will.
Now check.